Hello, Snappy Pancakes here, and I'm welcoming you to the Windmill's walkthrough. And you get to see a little bit of my park with the windmill. As you can see, my frame rate is very, very low, but I wanted to put the settings to at least medium so it looks somewhat nice. I think low settings wouldn't look as nice, but it would probably be smoother. So this is how the windmill turned out in the very end. But this has been built so long ago that you probably have been able to see for yourself and downloaded it in the workshop a long time ago. So, you know, you should be able to check it out that way, but now you can check it out in the video. And what am I talking about? I don't know. So this is how it looks. I mean, it really seems to fit well in the surroundings. It moves nicely. It's not, you know, I've always been a bit happy with this build. The one thing that I have been told by an expert on windmills is that you see these blades here, they should be actually the other way. They should be, you know, the opposite. It should be inverted or backwards, or I don't know how to put it. But that's not how the windmill blades look. The pole should go and then it should come down this side, not this side. I don't know why they did it this side. I mean, I know it's a fantasy-based windmill. I mean, some windmills have more detail on this. They have blades with sails and stuff. I don't know how to describe it. They don't look quite as cartoonish as this. So if anything, it does detract from the realism I've tried to go for with the building style. But it still is better than having nothing that turns. I think I don't mind it's wrong technically, but I couldn't do anything about that. So it's not my fault, not my problem. But it still looks great. It still looks fine, and I just wanted a moving windmill. And I'm so glad we have this piece, because this windmill would have been not moving either way. But I think it looks good. It gives some, you know, an atmosphere, some reality to the situation, whatever that means, but that's what it does. I think I'm gonna make a windmill that doesn't turn, just so I can get the blades much more accurately. I don't know if that's a bit of a missed opportunity because people want the blades to turn. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. That's all I'm saying. And also the fact that Dutch windmills blades are way longer. Like, it should come down to here. They're really, really long. So it's a bit small, the blades, but hey, it's the way the cookie crumbles, and I'm liking how it turned out in the end. I don't think it's a bad thing. So I'll give you a little preview of what I'm working on. As you can see, it's not a huge amount, it's just mainly little bits of detailing. But in the last time I put some little lights on the bridges, which is what I saw in Amsterdam, and I think that looks fine. I really liked how that turned out. I need to do more of those lights, but I don't want to over detail things. I just want to get things in the right spot. I'm also moving on to doing canal boats, and this is the first one I've made, but I have more planned. An annoying thing I've noticed about making the canal boats is that the canal is just so bloody deep, like that they should come up to about here, and I don't want to build them too big, but maybe this is just a small one. I can't really fill water up higher than I want. It doesn't go up to here. I really wish it was a bit more okay about that. I think it's really not tall enough. It should come up to here. There's nothing I can really do about that at the moment, and I don't want to, I work so hard on everything already, and I think the main problem with the canals is that I converted this road into a canal, but I was never able to raise the round. I could possibly work on it. I could possibly get it a bit taller maybe, but it just doesn't come any taller than that. There's not a lot I can do about it. Oh well, but I think it's still okay. So at the moment I am working on this little island, which is going to have a street here, some row houses going down this way, and maybe an entrance from a building that goes into this part. But as far as I'm aware, I can build on this building, I think. Like, it goes, I mean, other buildings it doesn't work, but it works on this building. Let's see. You can get it really close. That doesn't exist on all the buildings yet, and I'm hoping that they will implement that soon, because it means I can cover this all up and put a building above it, like a Dutch building, so it fits in a little bit better. I might keep the lining around the ride, because I quite like that. I think that could work in, it looks like something, like a ride you would get in Dam Square for Queen's Day. Like in Dam Square in Amsterdam, they have rides, which is, I always thought it's pretty cool. I didn't want to ride any of them because first you have to pay per ride, which is kind of, you know, like a funfair thing. But it's all a bunch of rides I'd never ride, you know, like those shit, like spinny rides and those droppy rides and Ferris wheelie rides. No roller coasters or anything. But it reminds me of that, so I thought I could do something like that. If anything, I could also put it in the very middle of the street here, so it goes right in the middle of all these buildings that are lining up here. And I'm really liking how these buildings are looking at the moment, especially this corner building. Like, it really, I mean, as you can see here, it's 2 buildings in one. And there are no shops or services because I think I have too many of those so far. So I think I'm just going to make some little buildings and maybe make an entrance through a building into this ride. So that's how it's going to go. And I'm really happy with how it's turning out at the moment. So, you know, slowly but surely it's coming along. It's coming along. And I finished my little tower here, which I really like. I really think it turned out pretty well. It's not based on anything specific, but it's based on about 3 different of these towers you see in Amsterdam, all sort of mixed together. Maybe you know which ones, and maybe you agree or disagree, I don't know. But I really like how it turned out, and I'm going to be uploading that to the workshop pretty soon. This is another sort of Dutch building that's been absorbed by this building. It's 2 separate buildings, so there's no possible way of releasing it on the workshop like this, but you'd have to make it yourself. I mean, I have to really go through these buildings before I release them because they have undecorated areas because they all overlap things, and you know, and with this street I wanted to make it so that the buildings were curved or going on a curved linear direction like here, so they don't go straight. Like in every street I've made so far, everything is just straight and boring, and you know, so I think I might, you know, working on this part, they're going to be more curved things, because not everything in Amsterdam is on straight roads, or in the Netherlands it's not all. They have a lot of curved row house roads and things like that. And one more thing that I'm getting really annoyed at is that these buildings are just opposite of these buildings, and so is this building the opposite of this building. I think I'm going to take away this entire street and replace it with all sorts of different of these buildings that I've made to give it more variety. Because at the moment I think it's too obvious that they repeat themselves. Let me know what you think about that. But that's pretty much it. I know I haven't really talked a lot about the windmill, but here, have a look at another windmill. There you go. Yay, windmill. And I hope that was enough to tickle your fancy for where Nede Park is going. And I will be doing some more videos soon, so hang in there, and I will see you when I see you. Bye for now.